Welcome to the Rockin' Roundtable, and cheers. My name is Matthias.
And I'm Shay. Today's reaction is suffering. I'm suffering. Suffering.
Suffering.
By Eleine. Eleine?
Eleine, the
Eleine.
Swedish band Eleine.
Yes, and this is our first reaction for this band. And we are aware of them. We just haven't gotten around to it yet, so.
But we saw them live.
Yes. Where did we see them
We
live?
saw them live on the 70,000 Tons of Metal
Yes.
cruise.
2022.
3.
Yes.
Yeah.
23. Right. That was the first year we went.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were so impressed by them.
Oh my God.
The songs are great. But what really stood out for us when we saw them was their kind of choreography.
Live.
It was like synchronized headbanging, and she was dancing, and they had makeup and the clothing the outfits they had. It was just absolutely killer. So they really stood out, and they were probably one of the biggest surprises.
One of the highlights.
Highlights for new bands for us.
So if you get a chance to see them live, do it, because you will not be disappointed. They put on a wonderful, really cool show. So
Yeah.
So make sure you stick around to the end of the video, where we will give our reaction, our review, and our rating. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's roll. Wow, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. This is the first time there's a video without the band, just her.
Yeah, that's true.
That I could.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's right. It was just a sudden ending there. I was like, oh. But I
a
love
lot lately.
the way they write their songs, Rickard and Madeline. It's just so, it's so unique in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the guitar riffs, the rhythm. It's just, and combined with the drumming, and it's just so exciting to listen to, in my opinion. It's just, and it pretty much every song has, it's a similar, vibe, right? I mean, it's the same people who writes the song, so obviously it's going to be, that style of music, and I really, really enjoy that, the guitars that he writes.
Like this was heavy, but it was mid-tempo, but it was still heavy, and her voice sounded just angelic and very beautiful. Because it was mid-tempo, you could really hear everything she was singing.
Yeah.
So, and I thought she looked beautiful, stunning. I love that lighting. That overhead lighting is just old school glamour.
And the wind and
her cheekbones and everything is just perfect. So anyway, and I love the hair and the fan. Everyone loves the slow motion fan moment.
Right.
Oh, that's just me.
Yeah, but her voice is. We need to have a wind machine here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her voice is so pleasant to listen to.
Yes.
It's like if you just close your eyes and have your headphones on, and just listen to this, it's really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Eleine has really become one of our, top favorite bands we listen to a lot.
And I'd say it was from seeing them live that really pulled me in 100%. Like, so I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, same for me, because seeing them live really changed. I mean, first off, I didn't know much about them, but it really got me attracted to the band because they look so cool and they sound so amazing, and she sings so well. So,
and I remember on the boat on the cruise, I remember we were having dinner at the big restaurant. What's it called?
Oh, the main dining room.
The main dining, yes. We were with some friends, and your back was facing with her, and the whole band were walking through I guess they were waiting. They were walking through to be seated, but they passed us. But I saw them, and they, your back was to them, and I'm like, oh, there they are, and you, it was so quick, but they were like vampires. That's what they look like, and that's right up my vibe alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. That was it the last night, or it doesn't
probably
matter.
It was just everything was happening. It was so incredible.
Yeah, because I mix up the last 2 years of cruises we have done, because all these bands, and for you who have not been on any of these kind of rock cruises, the bands are walking around on the boat, and they go out to dinner, obviously. So you see them all the time. So if you have like if you like a band a lot, you get a chance to talk to them. Obviously not when they're eating, but when you see them on the boat and having a drink or whatever it may be. Right. It's because they also go see the bands on the cruise themselves, because we're all rock fans, right? So
there's a handful of them that I'm not going to mention names who aren't, like, they stay in their room, and when they're performing, and then they go back and they don't mingle around. Not that you have to, but it's definitely an experience that you have to, if you're not used to being around the fans as like just people, you'll get more love that way. And the fans are respectful. It's not like they're not going to be mobbed like they're mobbed on the street. You know what I mean?
No.
Not like that. I mean, but people want to take selfies and stuff like that. But I
also think because all the times we live in now with COVID and all these things, especially singers are more careful. They have to be, let's say if they have a tour starting after the cruise, they want to make sure they are not getting sick.
Well, yeah. But most of the time, the bands were like, if they remember seeing you in your audience, and if they see you like a few hours later at a different show,
Yeah.
And they're watching as an audience member. They'll acknowledge. Sometimes they'll acknowledge.
Yeah,
hey, and they'll say,
happened
hey,
for
what's
us,
up?
yeah.
Yeah, multiple times. So
Yeah.
most of the time the experience is, like that. So yeah, it's a good thing. So,
Yeah, no, it's exciting, especially also now since we have had this YouTube channel. When we have reacted to the bands, they recognize us, so that's always fun. Yeah.
Tell the story about Scar Cemetery.
Oh,
This is great.
yeah. So it was fun because I love Scar Symmetry and I've listened to them for many years. But you hadn't listened to them at all.
At all. Not familiar at all.
Yeah.
And so we did our reaction. It was very new to me.
Yeah, and she said, oh, it's not really my vibe.
Yeah.
So, and then on the cruise now in January 2024,
Yeah.
Lars, one of the singers, he came up and said hello. We talked a bit, and he told her, "I'm going to make sure this is your vibe or whatever.
Or I'm going to make sure you're going to give me a better rating than 10 out of 10 or something. And I'm just like." But he was so he was just being sarcastic and fun and funny and so and that was the joke. We kept running into them and he kept coming over to say hi. And he was cool. We're best friends now, best friends. But but he was so cool. But it's like, what do you
cool.
What like folks? What do you if you're a reaction channel? And you're watching us, and if you don't give a really good rating or a reaction to it, have you ever run into the band? Do they ever say, "Hey,
right"?
Hopefully, you like the next one. I mean, if that's happened to you, let us know. But if it doesn't, if it hadn't, but it so happened, so it's kind of funny.
Or if you got punched in the mouth.
Yeah. And I'm tall, but Lars is pretty tall.
Yeah, he's very tall.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, 6'2".
Swedish Viking,
yeah,
tall.
But super cool. Yeah.
That was fun though. Yeah,
it's a cool story. But anyway.
Yeah, no, a good one. Yeah, so I think that wraps up this video here. Eleine, Suffering.
Did we give the rating?
No, we're about to give the rating
okay.
now. Yeah.
Reason that wraps up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Sorry.
So do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first, and I'll let you do that.
So I enjoyed this, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have the choreography and the head banging, and we didn't have any of that, but in a way, this was even more special, because you can hear the quiet moments. Like I really enjoyed her angelic voice. And things like
and
that.
also the message in the video about suffering. So the text.
So I think I really liked it. So and we have the album. I just haven't listened to the song, so overlooked. Okay, so I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10 Marshall Stacks.
Yeah, good rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this one it has a deep meaning. This song, and the song was really good, and I liked the like I said, the guitars and obviously Madeleine's vocals. I think I will give it 8.5 Marshall Stacks as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Really good song, and this album "We Shall Remain" that came out here recently in 2024, it's a really good album.
Yeah. Anyway, good stuff.
Really good stuff. Yeah. And that wraps up this video. And as usual, if you like our content, hit like, hit subscribe because it's free, and notification bell, and comment below. And also, if you share this video with other people you know or don't know, it helps us a lot. So
yes,
please do.
Thank you. And until next time, we will catch you on the flip side.